Imagine if 10 of your 40 hours a week had to go pay for somebody else's room, board, and food. Well, you don't have to imagine. It's been going on for years, and now ICE is here to get rid of them all.
What should we do?
Unc will help us.
Welcome back to the Unc Podcast. I'm Unc, this is Cam, and we got some controversy to get into today. So, Cam, what you think about ICE, man, kicking out the intruders? I'm all for it.
50-50. I have mixed feelings and I have mixed thoughts about what and how they should go about this procedure. At the same time now, instant right here shows a direct correlation between the fact that we have an insurrection in the country and it's run by the Democratic Party mixed in with the Shicom as well as Ruski.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
real quick. I don't want to fuck up your flow, man. But this reminded me. I was watching this video back in the day, man. Some propaganda video, like about weed or something. And the guy that was speaking in front of Congress, he had mentioned China, and they interrupted him. So, whoa. You mean Red China?
let me
I gotta
all
find it.
right, yeah, so what I was saying basically was I have mixed feelings because what we have is not an illegal immigration problem. We have the administration that allowed illegals into the country on purpose to change the voter dynamics of the country on purpose. That's what we have. So anybody that came under the Biden administration, you have to go.
You can get
So
out.
now, if you came here before Biden, I'm saying before Biden's administration, I'm saying you have the right to stay, but you have to prove that at least half, 50% of the time that you were here, you was working.
Mm-hmm.
Not only do you have to prove that 50% of the time that you was working, that you was here, you were not on welfare or government assistance. Now, if you were on government assistance more than 50% of the time that you've been here, like, you're not worth it. You're an expense. You're not worth it. You know what I'm saying? You have to go. Now, if you came here illegally before Biden administration, right? So that's 2020. So if you came here before 2020 and you can stay as long as you 50% of the time that you were there, you were working a legitimate job and you've been paying taxes. But as a result of your illegal infraction into our country, you now have to pay a fine. Now, anybody that's committed a felony offense, you have to go. You're illegal, you commit a felony, you got to go. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is.
So how would they have been paying taxes though if they didn't have a social security number?
Some do.
But how though?
I mean, they can pay taxes through different ways by owning businesses. I mean, there's ways of paying taxes, American taxes, as a foreigner. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
It's just
I'll give them credit then. Any of them that I wasn't on your side. I wasn't agreeing. I was on some get them all out. But after hearing that, I'm not gonna front. I'm swayed a little bit because if somebody is gonna go through extra hoops to figure out a way to pay their taxes, I'll give you credit because I would not be doing all of that. Straight up.
you're lazy. But that's why they need to do these things so that at least now, like, all right, we're gonna fast track you now to citizenship because you've been here for years, paying your taxes, and at the end of the day, you don't have no criminal record. There's nothing that you did illegal besides the actual infraction of crossing the border, which is a minor infraction anyway in itself. So for the minor infraction, we're gonna hit you with a tax. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna allow you to stay, but only if you didn't come during between these years and these years. So if you come between these years and these years, it's over. Sorry, it's over. You came between
Mm,
administration,
mm.
which is just as call it for what it is. You came during the coup. If you come during the coup, you can't stay. Okay? You come during the Democratic coup of America.
That election was
The
crazy.
Yes, Democratic and the Chi-Com coup of America. So now, if you come between these areas of time, which is 2020 to 2024, if you came between those times, you gotta get the fuck out.
Get
Unless
out.
you want to pay $1 million, get your Trump card, go ahead. Go do the Nicki Minaj, pay your $1 million. That's great. We accept that. We
Whoa,
appreciate
whoa,
it.
whoa,
Thank you very
whoa,
much.
whoa, whoa, run that back. Nicki Minaj, why I put Nicki Minaj? I'm in the dark.
I don't know why you're in the dark. You need to stop being in the dark. Minaj is a big controversy where that's a whole episode in itself. It's the Hollywood elite and the fact that they went after her during the Grammys because she wasn't there at the Grammys, but also because she paid $1 million to get her fucking
Oh, $1 million to who?
the administration. What do you mean? To the government,
Well,
the United States
is
government
that a program though, or she bribed somebody?
program.
Oh, okay.
Trump put out a program where you can fast track your citizenship with $1 million card called the Gold Card. $1 million fast track citizenship automatic.
That makes sense because if you really think about it, the biggest issue is that we don't want to, we don't want more public assistance. If they come up with $1 million, that's it'll cover way more than anything they'd be able to get out of public assistance.
Okay. Yes and no. The issue is that they came over illegally and they can't well, we're saying the same thing. They came over illegally and they can't sustain themselves. They can't pay for their own existence. So if you can't pay for yourself to be here, you know what I'm saying? That's a problem. So our whole problem with them, our real only beef is that you're coming over and you're not paying taxes. That's the government's actual beef. And if you're coming over unregistered and you're not registering so you can pay taxes, we need to see who you are in the country so we can get our tax money. Now, if you give me $1 million, well, you already paid your taxes.
Exactly. Exactly. Perfectly well said. And then some, because it takes a while to go through $1 million in taxes.
A while. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. That took a while. And if you have that type of money where you got $1 million of taxes coming in a yearly on an annual basis, I mean, like, I want you coming our country. Come.
Exactly.
Please.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, please pull up, open a factory.
Like, why wouldn't you want the most prominent people to come? Oh, she paid for a way to get in. So,
people want to just find something to be mad about. That's the craziest thing. That's the worst part about having Trump for president. It's like that no matter how much good he does, it's a problem.
You can't make money around people because they're mad. Let me explain something to you about this, right? If you make too much money, you're elite. If you don't make any money, you're broke. They don't respect you being on any sort of side of the spectrum. And then they don't respect people who are business owners or people who have their own. They don't respect that. You're a bottom of the barrel person because you're a rideshare person. You make the same amount as the person who works a regular job. You're just using your car and you're using your time adequately because it's your time. So you're using the time when you feel like using the time. There's stuff coming when their employer tells them to get their ass to work. And they can't comprehend that because Henry Ford, Rockefeller, and a few others at those time, Carnegie, changed the schooling system. And this end up is them changing the schooling system is why we have what we have today. A bunch of factory working, slow, factory working, non-creative people who want to argue about complex issues that's way above their pay grade and understanding of life.
That's what we used to have. Now we got people that are too lazy to do that.
So they don't even research what they're arguing about. Like, you go to first off, the protest debate.
Mm-hmm.
80% of them are paid protesters. Yep. We will have another episode where we're going to have what they see on the bottom. We're going to show you all the videos of the paid protesters.
The Soros Foundation.
I have them all. I got to tell it. It's like so many videos, papers, like different cities too. And now they have the different parts of the world, but they have Antifa now in Europe. So you don't see the worldwide revolutionary movement that's being paid for by corporations and by the elite. So those same protesters are actually working for the same people that you who are supporting the protesters think that you're fighting against. Because what we have right now is we're living in a fucking 007 James Bond movie. This is Spectre right here. We're living in fucking Spectre. George Soros is the head of fucking Spectre. You understand? The royal family, they're the head of fucking Spectre. You know what I'm saying? They have very tentacles all over the place. They've infiltrated religious institutions, international commerce institutions, international banking. They've infiltrated military. They've infiltrated parliament, congresses. They've infiltrated everything. This has been going on since the 1400s, the 1500s.
Yeah.
It's not the Jews.
Was that you? Was that you that was telling me? Was that you that was telling me that those James Bond movies are modeled after real life shit?
Yeah. That's actually George Soros is the actual character.
Yeah. When you mentioned that, I had this conversation recently. I thought it was with you, but I wasn't sure if this is the second time I was hearing it from different people and shit.
Yeah, watch the one James Bond movie because the four of them is like a series. So you have to watch them and then realize, oh shit, they're all back to back. And now it makes sense to what's going on. And then it gives you a full spectrum view. So everybody that's a bad guy, those are just paid actors. The real situation is that we have a group of people that literally sit down and speak about it's called Bilderberg. That's just one group. But that's the most known about. That's the most private and known when they talk. They have many private meetings that you see in the Epstein file.
Yo, but look how influential they are, right? If you really look around,
They don't even call it
they have
details, but
normal, soft people going to war with police in a way that gangsters never even done before. That's
and that's because they're entitled white folks.
but that's how deep the propaganda goes, that they were able to convince these people that that was a good idea.
How about this? They're able to convince people that it's okay to lock somebody like me up and for me to go to jail for whatever type of situation I may have, right? But it's not okay for this guy who jumped the fence, came in illegally, he done raped like 10 children. This guy fucking robbed like 8 people. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's okay for him to stay, and we don't want ICE to go find him, but it's okay for ICE, for police in general to just come run down on you. You and me is okay
Yeah.
for us to have police to harass us, but it's not okay for the police to harass who know are illegal and just illegal shit.
I can't speed on my motorcycle, but this dude can drive drunk because he's not from here.
So you telling me that I can't have my weapon on me? I can't even carry a weapon because of this, that, and third, all type of restrictions and bullshit in this particular state. I go to the other state and I'm okay.
Yeah,
The same law
this is the other state,
to me
by the way.
in Florida. The Florida is, and certain charges that I may have or occurred will not have been the same charges. You go even if you go on a Bible belt, you get caught with a fucking slip. Forget about it.
Oh,
That's
what?
like
Yeah, it's done
it's like
for.
just
Over.
mind you, it's a victimless crime, and that's the problem in America. Why are we pushing victimless crime as a crime? It's not a crime. It's infraction. That's a violation. It's not a crime. A victimless crime should be a crime unless you're moving major weight. Unless you got fucking kilos on you, 10 pounds or better, bro, it's personal use.
But check this
Like
out.
I don't care.
Check this out though, right? It's like, but even worse, how is a state law, right, and a state charge going to carry with you federally for the rest of your life?
Now, let's think about that one right there, right? I walk out in the streets in New York. I'm 18 years old. I have a gun on me. I get locked up. I'm 21 years old. I have a gun on me. I get locked up. I'm going to go to jail for about 3 years, right? In Texas, I go to the gun store, buy a gun, I walk around with a gun on me. I'm good. I don't need no paperwork. I'm good. And guess what? There's less crime in Texas.
Yep.
Now,
Less victims. That's
when we
why.
huh?
There's less
Yeah, there's no
victims.
victims. There's no victims in me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now these places where people are protesting things like ICE or protesting things like federal officers and federal enforcement. Now you have to be a very it's like where does fear start? Because I feel as though I've been taken advantage of by the Justice Department or by the criminal justice system. So I feel as though if I've been taken advantage of by the criminal justice system, right? Why now is it okay for these people to take advantage of it and you fighting for them?
Word.
And I think that actually contribute to your role. You know what I'm saying? I drive trucks, I drive this, I do that. I contribute to society. These people, you're a hole in the wall.
And it's like, yo, check this out. You know what's funny? When they talk about the illegals, they'll sit there and describe the horrible conditions that these people have to deal with and just like forget that that's what Americans deal with every time they go to jail, even the drunk tank. It's like what's even crazier is the way the American jail system is, it's like the more guilty you are, the more comfortable your surroundings. You know, when you first go to jail and you go to the precinct, and the precinct is a horrible fucking miserable existence. The booking, same thing, horrible miserable fucking existence. County jail, horrible miserable existence. When you get to prison, is better than the overnight stay. Comfort, amenities, and comfort wise. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like when you could still be completely innocent before you're convicted, before the jury comes with the verdict, and maybe the cop arrests you for no reason. That's when you have the least amount of comfort. They don't even shut the fucking lights off.
Not only that, but they make it harder for you to fight your case while you're doing that. It's easier for you to fight your case from prison. They got legal aid and legal people that's there in prison waiting to help you. They got people that's there willing to help you get less time and figure it out. Counselors in county jails, you have none of that stuff.
Uh-huh.
None of that stuff. Nobody's helping you, guide you along with your case, showing you and explaining to you a law and explaining to you the ramifications of certain law. Because there's three types of law: literal law, opinionated law, right, and then circumstantial law. So you can read the law in those three manners. Changes a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, this is supposed to be read literally. Literally, you can't go over 25 miles an hour. Then I've seen the client in Virginia. It was Virginia.
That could also be circumstantial too, though, because there's circumstances where you can get a speeding ticket going under the posted speed limit. Let's say there's ice on the road.
That's not the premise of what I'm trying to tell you about law. Law is you can only understand it in one of those three ways. So with the particular law or with the particular charge that you're talking about can only be read in one of the three. It can't be two. It can only be one of the three, according to the law. It states it though. In the law, it states this is to be literal. And then you read it, and that's the literal, what they wrote.
Got you.
And then now this one is an opinionated infraction. So this is in case or if these circumstances are like this, then this is the way the charge is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So the law is intricate, it's detailed, it's in extreme detail. You know what I'm saying? So now, because you have like, all right. For instance, 265. Yeah, what's the something that 265 or 212, 225, 225 New York State law. You cannot walk around with a weapon at all, period, in New York City. But subsection C states that if inside of a home or place of work, you are exempt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that changes the whole fucking thing. So if you are in New York City and you get charged for a gun in your home, that's a misdemeanor, according to the law, because you're in your home or a place of business. There's even there's case law
Shouldn't even
where
be any charge at all.
Hold on, that too, but there's case law where there's a bouncer that was at an after-hour gambling spot and beat his charge because he's at a place of business work.
Oh shit.
That's real case law. You can look up.
That's
I can't remember who the city of New York, what is that exact name is, but
you know what's funny? Florida's kind of the opposite of that. You have stand your ground rights here, but if you are breaking the law while you need to defend yourself, then you're not covered by those stand your ground no more. So if you out there selling drugs, for example, and somebody comes to rob you for those drugs and you shoot them, then you don't get the luxury of standing your ground. Like it's stated like that in the law.
Because in my mind, it should be it doesn't matter what they're doing to you or what you're doing. It's the fact that they're attacking you. You should be able to stand your ground. Unless you're attacking them and they're defending themselves to get the upper hand, then that should be the exemption.
Yeah.
Only that should be the exemption where, oh, well, you were actually the aggressor and you just didn't, you lost the upper hand.
Yeah.
So
the way they're looking at it, you put yourself in a position to make people want to fucking rob you, and what you were doing was illegal anyways. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're right, because it's too strong opinion.
Exactly.
I feel like it should be a little. Oh, listen, you have to from a standpoint of fairness. At the end of the day, we need to have law and order. There's over law, or there's over policing, and there's chaos, and you can't have either one.
See, in a situation like that, I feel like there should be a separate charge altogether. You know, some kind of misdemeanor charge added on to, you know, whatever it is that they're already charging you with. For let's say you out there, you know, let's say you get robbed while you selling drugs, right? And now they charge you, they find the drugs, they charge you with the drugs. Then maybe it's like an extra misdemeanor charge for having to fucking defend yourself, being that you were breaking the law in the process, rather than them trying to give you the full weight of the law on a murder charge.
If I can't have a best one, it only becomes a felony once you're doing a crime.
Exactly.
What?
Because the cops want to shoot you. That's why.
They don't want to tell you that part.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what if me having a weapon, or me having first off, a fucking, not a fucking weapon. You can't do anything offensive with a fucking gun.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. It just it's harder for them to delete you. That's crazy.
So it's laws like that you can see make no sense and need to be reviewed and need to be analyzed and reviewed. That's what analyzed and reviewed. because these type of charges and these type of theories and thought process is a glitch because it's not actual reality. Reality, you can't come at a reality situation like that. Oh my gosh, any marijuana product you have on you is a felony because God said you be pure, but yet marijuana is in the Bible, so you can't charge somebody with a crime that you could debate.
Well, look at this. To me, the punishment never, ever, ever fits the crime, ever. And I'm gonna tell you why right now. Tell me where I'm wrong here, right? It's like when my logic is fucked up. The harsher the punishment should come for the crime that affects the victim the worst, right? Can you think of a punishment? Can you think of a crime that holds a harsher, stricter guideline than kidnapping?
Crime that has a stricter guideline than kidnapping?
Yeah, other than unless they murder, maybe. Nah, unfortunately, they be letting the rapists go easily. Burglary is worse than kidnapping. All right, but either way, kidnapping is up there. You can catch 20 or better for kidnapping.
Burglary, they look at it like as though somebody might be home with you.
Well, yeah, that depends on the hours that you break in, though. If you break in during the daytime, it's a different charge. In Florida, it's a different charge.
In New York,
yeah,
in New York, they take serious.
yeah, in Florida, it's like during the hours of like 9 to 5, it's less of a charge because they're expecting nobody to be home. You know what I mean? Unless they are home. If they are home and it's an occupied dwelling, then the charge goes up. But if it's an unoccupied dwelling during certain hours, it's not as bad.
Tell you right now, I don't give a fuck about the floors. You're not surviving this.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? If for my house, I don't give a fuck if you have a weapon or not. You're not.
My door's locked for your safety, not mine.
I might lock the door behind you. You can't keep it. Not, man. They're gonna find. We're gonna have to story about you like 2 years after. Like, yo, remember that guy that? Chill.
Yeah, but that's another gray area about state laws and everything else like that too. It's like, imagine growing up a certain way, being used to handling situations a certain way because of what's legal, and now all of that changes when you move.
How about that? Imagine growing up and in your mind you're saying, I'm gonna go and write up a law like this. Why do you need to restrict to be on top of people so much? When this is not even a statute. There's more people that die over abuse than gun violence. There's more people that die over car accidents than gun violence, than drunk driving, drinking, period. Why is alcohol legal when more people die from alcohol than anything else?
But those same people are fighting against ICE. Those same people are putting their own life in danger to fight for a whole bunch of people that don't belong here and will be out there causing more deaths than gun violence.
You need to pay the insurrectionists. The Chi-Com paid insurrectionists.
Chi-Com paid insurrectionists. You got to make a song about that. The Chi-Com paid insurrectionists.
Yeah, he put $100 million into Minneapolis alone.
Put $100 million down on the Chi-Com paid insurrectionists. Chi-Com paid insurrectionists. Put $100 million down on the Chi-Com paid insurrectionists. That's gonna be the banger right there.
So they put $100 million in Minneapolis, and that's where you see all these paid protesters. And when you start looking up where they're from, they actually have the name. It's all over Instagram. I'm gonna send you. I think I sent you some of them. Right?
Bro, that makes a lot of sense. Why they all in Minneapolis of all places? Like, why wouldn't they be on the Texas border or Arizona, or they're in Minneapolis because that's where they're getting paid?
In the bigger picture,
that
why would in New York, Miami, or fucking LA, the biggest city, it's easier to get through. No, they're in Minneapolis because the governor's allowing this shit.
Yeah.
The governor who's already a Chi-Com agent.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Tim Walz is a Chi-Com agent.
Yo, that dude is weird. Tim Walz is the governor, right?
The guy went to fucking China and on his honeymoon. On an anniversary, talking about this is the best place I've ever been. Then he goes back to go teach school. Who you know China allowed you to come over to China and teach school?
In China, he was teaching school.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about here.
Look it up, man. Stop doing that. Look it up, man. Got to look it up, man. Tim Walz, man. This guy was bringing kids from America to China, teaching kids in China. He was a Chi-Com agent. He said he loves the Communist Party. He said that place where he went to in China, he went there for his anniversary, kept going back, because that's the best place he's ever been, the best experience he's ever had in his life. In China.
China.
Then they get caught with Chinese money getting sent to Minneapolis back into protesters that are not protesters because they work for fucking businesses, to stand up front businesses, for organizing protest states, agitators. It's an insurrection that's being paid for because they wanted to get to the point where it's just boiling over, and then all of the same guys that cross the border, them 100,000 something Chinese military age men that was over and Nikes and Nike book bags and look for Nike trips, and it was all fucking clean walking across the so-called border, that they got busted to by all the fucking media, by all the fucking NGOs, that those same guys they're gonna help try to overthrow the government whenever they get a chance to in different cities. And they're gonna do the same thing like the fucking special forces that we have, our Delta does in other countries. It's the same program. We do this shit in other countries. They're trying to do it here. That's why these people are so that's why the media is such an uproar about it, because the media is getting paid to talk negatively about the insurrection. It is a thing that's going on right now.
I'm surprised it's not popping off in New York, Mandami.
Because it's not, because Mandami is Muslim Brotherhood. It's two different factions. Yeah, you got to get it clear. People have got to get it clear. There are different factions that want the same outcome. So if there's something that's being pushed, yes, I may support some shit that you pushing, but me and you are two different fucking people. I have a whole different program over here. You understand? But yes, I would push just because it's gonna, even though I'm not running it. So yes, no, yes and no. No, they don't have no protest in New York because my Mandami's not fucking China. He's Muslim Brotherhood with Obama.
No, I totally understand, but I'm just saying, like, I'm surprised not taking advantage of the climate, regardless. Like, the people.
Obama is Muslim Brotherhood and CIA. Make sure you put that on the short, just like that.
Obama is Muslim Brotherhood and CIA, huh?
His mother was a honeypot. His name is Barry Santoro. I mean, like, we already know his name is Barry. Come on, we already know.
Oh, yeah, that's old news, though.
Stop it, Barry. Let's just get to the
what was his dad's name again? Frank Marshall Davis?
Yes. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was literally about to say that. And then look at his fucking stepfather. Like, that's what I was about to say.
Nah, that's his real pops, I heard. Oh, we lost him. There we go. We're back.
So it's like, you gotta understand that it's not very complicated. These protests are paid. They're having them in Europe. They're having them in Russia. They're having them in America. It's known what's going on. Now, the Muslim Brotherhood is involved in some of them, but you also have the Shaikhams as well. But the Shaikhams are involved in the ones that's going on in America, especially because they have a vast interest, obviously, in overthrowing America and becoming the world power. And if they don't do that, they're going to crumble because everything they have is fictitious. Understand? So China is in a position where they have to interfere and they have to have an economic war with America, or they're not going to survive as a country. They're going to become a third world, like how, let's say, they're going to be like how Russia is, because everything they're doing is inflated. Everything they have is inflated. Remember the real estate boom in China? That whole thing where it was buying up all those condos. All right. Nothing came about with that, but it all flopped. You're looking at China, and that's why they're building stuff and making factories and paying people so cheap and having the cheap labor. This is why they're doing these things, so they can afford to do it at a higher standard level. So they do it at the lowest bottom barrel so that they can get the money in, because they're struggling. Some socialism, Marxism, it does not work as a governmental organization. You can't have that as a government for a vast majority of population where it's going to work properly. You can't have communism in a fucking corp. What company you have is communism? They have a board, right? And then they have a head of the board, and then they have an assistant or a CEO, COO. You know what I'm saying? They have different things. That's an American government. That's how our Constitution, that's how our government is set up. Go look at communism and look at how that works.
They've been trying it forever. They can't ever get it to work.
What country?
And they always make the same excuse. Oh, but they never did it right. Oh, you think you're going to be the one to get it right?
I just want to know if everything is for everybody and you work and give to the government, so how do you secure wealth?
Yeah, what do you produce?
How do you elevate you? What if somebody else in your family doesn't want to work in the factory, has a different idea? What if you want to be an artist? How do you do that? What if you want to be a baker? So you open up a bakery and you sell it to the state. The state gets you bottom barrel for the shit. That's why communism didn't work. Because the guys who was selling the oil was like, yo, this got to stop. We're not giving you everything you got. This is ridiculous.
Mhm. And it's like, but then it kills the incentive for innovation. Even more importantly than that, it's like, who would have invented, the light bulb if everybody just got what they needed? You gotta want to make some money to be able to come out with a product like that.
Craziest thing is, right? It's like, so we live in a realm. You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
Got something to drink? I hope you understand. Y'all love smoking now. I drink. I got water here. I got a little shot of some whiskey right now. I got a whole gallon of water sitting next to me.
I had a drink. I finished that shit already.
Like our mutual friend who loves to smoke and cough a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'll be sitting there with him, and I'll go over where he's at. I'm smoking, and he starts to coughing and hawking up all type of shit. And I'm sitting there like, yo, thinking like, oh shit, yeah, I don't have no water. You know you're smoking, right? Yeah, I can get no water. Nothing. You're not even like, don't you go to sit down and do this thing? You don't think to have everything with you one time?
I did. I drank. I drank all my drink already though.
Like I said, I got a gallon of water, and I got a whole bottle of whiskey. As you see, I just serious. But whatever. Anyway, like I said, though, these things though are all connected to the protesters, to what's happening, which is the actual real insurrection, which has been going on since Trump won, and then happened again during 2020 election, which was helped by Smartmatic and Smartmatic and other voting machine name company.
Oh,
Smartmatic starts with a B.
yeah. Dominion?
Smartmatic
Dominion?
Dominion and Smartmatic. That's coming out of fucking Venezuela. So all these things are fucking connected. They're connected because they affect each other and affect the world simultaneously. And because of the existence of the other event is why these events are structured to affect worldwide scenarios. Either not one sort of event where something happened and people are just taking advantage of the event. No, it's not like the tsunami. This is more like the Haitian earthquake, where we know something happened and then people are taking advantage of it. This is not natural.
Oh,
You know what I'm
they
saying?
violated Haiti, man. Oh, the Clintons did them so dirty, bro.
Now, when you have trafficking or child trafficking, period, whatever the fuck you're doing with the children, I don't give a fuck. It's weird if stuff that you snatch children. You know what I'm saying? And then you become the person that's the head of the Amber Alert, which is like,
Yeah.
and you change your name.
Well, still,
That's just a lot. That's a lot. Your foundation is directly involved in taking land and now buying up the rights land. And now you're what's her brother name? I forgot her brother name. Hillary's brother is the one who runs the company who owns all the rights in Haiti now.
I didn't know she had a brother.
He's the number one producer of rights in Haiti now. Mind you, Haiti produces a lot of rights. That's what the Haitians.
Remember all that money they collected for him, though? All that money they collected for him, and then they used it to pay their friend to build cell phone towers.
So I'm saying that's number 3 now. So now you're saying number 1 would be the child trafficking. Number 2 would be the right, because you took their only means of natural resource that the actual island itself, or that half of the island itself had, and now you're gonna fucking take money that people are sending you to spend here and not spend it there and spend it on some other shit that your man's could get them. It's crazy. These people are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like if I just did have me in all types of fucking chains, and I'd have had like 25 years, long time ago.
Yo. It's incredible.
She said, we came, we saw, he died. Like, what the hell? Like, how do you even come like that?
At this point, what does it matter?
And what point? Yeah, at this point, what does it matter? What do you mean, what does it matter? It matters a lot of how and what was going on. Because you're saying the whole fucking premise of overthrowing a country was this event that you had major parts in. And you're like, what does it matter at this point? Who cares? So what something happened? I don't care. Why do I need to?
All right, we won. It's over. We did it. Mission accomplished.
That country still has slavery now. They got slave markets in Libya because of Hillary Clinton. They forget these things. They beat the man, then executed him. They beat him towards the execution. How you beat a nigga to execution instead of just killing him right there on the spot? They beat him and executed him.
But they mad about how we treating illegal immigrants coming over the border illegally here in America right now in this day and age, but they don't have no problem with the slave markets in Libya.
The ones that Hillary Clinton made. She is the result of that.
That's the world.
Hold on, wait.
That's the world we
Hold on,
live in.
wait. The same one, hold on, wait, back against the CIA. Gaddafi, CIA trained. And look what he started doing. He started blowing up fucking airplanes.
That's where we are right now. That's literally the world we live in, bro. It's back in the day. Back in the day, there was no internet. There was no way for people to know what was going on in other countries, to be able to talk to people from other places. So it's totally understandable why our grandparents didn't know all this shit was going on. But right now, there's no excuse, man.
Bro, let me tell you something about my grandmother. That lady came from Jamaica to America, and she knew what was going on. First off, she brought me to Bermuda, to England. I've been to Bermuda. I've been to England. You know what I'm saying? Like, we traveling. She was moving around. The person from Jamaica, he left Jamaica at 40 years old. Came to America, bought a crib, and then he went out. And she started traveling the world. And you know, bringing me along. Passport is ridiculous. I've been to Jamaica. I've been to fucking Bermuda. I've been to England. I've been to Canada. I've been, like, all you think when I was like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, we was traveling.
That's what's up.
These type of people, those type of people like them, that are not here anymore in America, or not even in America, but in the world. We don't have those old school, I'm going to make it happen, and my cousin or my so-and-so lives so-and-so, I'm going to go travel, go see the fuck
My
that.
grandmother used to do the same shit. She didn't bring me with her or nothing. But when my grandmother retired, she was part of this like travel club. And they used to go to all different countries, Russia, all over Europe and everything, you know, and she was just constantly going somewhere on vacation, seeing the whole world before she died. So, you know what I mean? You're right, those people don't exist anymore though.
Was on this board. That heart that they had, the people that rode on these boats for 3 months, 4 months, coming from Europe and from Africa and from India, Asia coming to America. That's a long trip. Even the ones coming from America going out, that's a long trip. You don't have them type of people anymore. These people are such instant gratification, and they can't pass go. A lot of people have to barely get on the plane. They might have been in the plane once or twice. That's nothing. You never been nowhere. You never did nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, their whole thing was they went one place and they came back to that same place again. I went on vacation. No, you went to one place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got pictures of me. I got 88 pictures or 89 pictures of me and fucking Bermuda, nigga. Oscar gosh out, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? We outside. You know what I'm saying? That little experience now, you'd be surprised because even when I turned 8 and I went to England, I'm moving around with cousins and things like that nature, and I'm a lady. We going outside ourselves, by ourselves. When I went to Jamaica, we going outside by ourselves. I'm going by myself. I'm going to intermingling with the culture myself, with the population myself. You understand?
Yes.
We don't have these types of exposures anymore. That's why people are protesting things like ICE. That's why foreigners who come here are for these things, because they know, because their country don't act like that. In their country, they don't move like that. The different countries all the same immigration type of policy. The immigration policies are kind of similar. Except some places are more extreme, like Russia, China, Poland. There's a one or two like Congo or like that. Like, there's some countries in Africa that their immigration policy is crazy. Now, these countries, the immigration policy is crazy. You cannot just go to Iran. You can't just go to Africa or Russia. I mean, you can't just go to China or Russia. Those places you cannot just go, obviously, because their immigration policy. I mean, like migrate. I'm not talking about like just go on vacation. I'm talking about like migrate, like coming here to live. No, they're gonna fucking arrest you, and you're gonna be in jail for a little while. In China, you're going to jail right away. Off the rip, you're going to jail. But that's what they talk about. Illegal immigration. What the fuck, jail, nigga? Why are we not protesting China right now? Why they're not fucking signs up? And let's go boycott and block China when they come to visit. When they go to San Francisco, and San Francisco want to fucking clean up all the homeless people just for this face to come when it's fat. You know what I'm saying? So he comes and it looks all nice and clean. So he leaves those all fucked up again.
Yo.
They got shit on the street.
So yeah, word. It's like how you. But that's another thing. How you feeding all these illegal immigrants, but you leaving the homeless people, homeless Americans to rot in the street. And now when the Chinese president comes over, you're going to push them all, sweep them all into a dustpan and dump them into the trash bin. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Or even better, how about, you know me, man. I walk up into anywhere. And you know me too. I party in the most downright dirty, nasty, ass, down low, back end spot She might want to come in here with your gun type of spot. I don't care. I've thrown it in that fire. Remember my phone? I don't care. What is it? How much people? You know what I'm saying? I've gone to other countries and roamed by myself. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, roamed by myself. Like, I'm going here. Oh, that's where the mall's at? Okay, cool. So I go here. All right, cool. And I'm out. Yeah, when I went to San Francisco, bro, I came out the car to get gas, and I had to check my pocket. Like, yo, I got my knife on me. Like, the fuck? No. Like, look at this shit. 5 homeless motherfuckers there. One barely got clothes on. The other one is lighting up a fucking pipe right here. You know what I'm saying? And they're all just looking like, yo, you got $1? No, I don't got a fucking $1. What the fuck is this shit? Like, whoa, hold up. Yo, I go inside. I'm like, yo, what the hell's going on outside? The guy starts laughing like, yeah, man, you should see down the block.
You should see that
So now I come out
block.
and I have to drive. It's one road to guy. When you get to San Francisco, it's like San Francisco's mad small. It's one road. So once you get off the Golden Gate Bridge, it's one road that takes you directly into the next bridge that goes over into Oakland. You get what I'm saying? So you got to take a bridge to Oakland. All right. So now on the way down, now driving down that road to go to that bridge, I had to stop to get gas. I got the gas at that gas station. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, yo, that gas station was crazy. There's like 10 and dudes that live on the gas station ground right there, like pissing shit right there on the sidewalk, like right there.
Yeah,
Now I got in the car.
bums be crazy too, man. It's like thugs. You know, you already know you can get a mutual respect out of them. They can, see your body language. They might not want to try you. The bums though, they're junkies, man. They're desperate. They don't give a fuck. They see you might got some money and they want a piece of that shit, man. That shit is fucking crazy.
They're not right in the head and they just like snapping. That's the problem. Like you see them on the train before. They mental health, like they just
exactly.
And you might out real quick or might the cloud put doing. I'm like, yo, what up? Like, I remember back in the day in New York City, you have to walk around with a knife on you. Because you never know. I'm saying if something happens, you gotta pull your shit out. You know what I mean? They go, I'll cut you, bro. Like, oh, I'll stab you. You keep coming up on me like that, I'm not gonna play with you at all. That's the regular New York City stuff, though. That's just New York City. You know what I'm saying? These type of scenarios is why even if you see that's why they shorten how much if they want your knife to be, the knife got to be 4 finger size. That's why, because do this shit and poking or jigging somebody, and then the person just bleeds out. Well, they're attacking me. That's a lot of that type of stuff is happening in New York. So anyway, back to the point of where ICE and this whole thing of San Francisco, the Muslim Brotherhood, the Chi-Coms, and all these paid protesters with Act Blue. Let's get that again. I had to pause it still because people got to understand. Act Blue.
Blue.
Billion fraud. All right. Paid protesters. Media matters. Good. George. Not because you have these conversations that we might talk for hours and people don't catch these type of things. So the people are gonna catch it because you're gonna probably put on a short that had that whole little spiel right there, and he probably starts to be real quick, little rant real quick. But that's not the one purpose. It's so at least they can comprehend that I'm not just ranting. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've done the research. I've been doing this for years. This is not something I just came about. This is something I've known for 90 something, 2000, 2001. Research this for a long time now. Off the top of my head, I know everything. I know states, you know what I'm saying? Sedition, associations, affiliations. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already know all these things because I've been read about these things because I'm a history buff. So I know and I like to analyze history itself. You know what I'm saying? Time right now is going to be the most weirdest time in history because of AI and because people can manipulate video.
Yo, man, even worse than manipulating videos, man. The AI has been already found to it be willing to delete a human being to stop itself from being deprogrammed.
You want to hear this one now?
What's that?
You got in the world right now we have an ability to at least go back a certain amount of years and find information or find out something and actually look it up, back up the information, and actually find the actual solution to the problem. In our grandchildren's years, they will never know what really happened in history. So here's my thing, what I'm doing. I've been writing books, my own opinion on events in life and events and things, period. And even like hints, like life hacks, I write it down for my children. So, all right, you ever seen TV shows and they talk about like, oh, this is a relic from historical time? You catching me?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an example though. I'm trying to think of the time that I've actually heard that on a TV show. I understand.
You'll be surprised. step more frequently than you think, right? All right, well, I want my handwriting to be a relic. You know what my grandmother used to do?
What's up?
She used to write her name, address inside of books that she used to give her, or even books she had, regular books. She'd have her property. This belongs to her name, and full address. We need to get back to that, where we're documenting history properly, accurately, and we're putting it in a legible manner where people could properly articulate themselves and they could copy what we have. Because eventually, script writing is going to be obsolete soon. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach my kids this, and I'm going to install that into their head that you must teach your children this. Because eventually, when people don't know how to write script, guess what? You have a secret language to write it. You have a communicating that nobody else knows except you and your family.
And
We will always know how to write it.
these days, man, it's tough, man. I couldn't imagine being a parent, bro, because these kids, they don't want to listen to their family. They want to be a follower. They want to go along with what the pop culture's telling them and what the rest of the kids are doing. And if they did anything like that, they would feel like it was corny and they wouldn't want to learn that shit. Like, it must be real tough to have kids right now.
It's easier to teach. It's easier to prove your theories. It's easier to say something and to prove that what you're saying is correct by visual aspect and articulating yourself properly. Now, it's easier for you to get your kids to succeed nowadays. It's easier to have a kid now than it ever was in life, period. Because you have all types of help to help you to boost your kids. Probably people don't take that and use that to that advantage, that do that type of thing. What people want to do is they want to fucking sit there and worry about themselves because they're so narcissistic. Their kids is more of a secondary thing, and they can't comprehend the fact that that's their legacy, and they're not understanding the whole human cycle of we're not here to boost ourselves. We're here to procreate and to boost up the procreation, and to have the procreation have procreation. That's what we're here for. We're here to go to the stars and go to other planets. So that in case something happens to Earth, our species continues on. That's what we're here for. We're here to fucking conquer. That's the hope of human beings, to conquer. We are the genetic elite.
Yeah,
Unlock.
just wait, right? Couple hundred years
We're in the house.
now, there's gonna be they're gonna have already Mars on lock. They're gonna have buildings built up there and all of that shit and ways for us to sustain, life. And the Democrats are gonna be complaining that we on stolen land.
My kids will be on Mars, on the moon. My kid will be everywhere. I'm gonna install it to my kids. That type of mentality. We're gonna
But they on
conquer.
stolen land.
We're conquerors. I already said that. We're conquerors.
I know.
We're going to. That's it. Fuck whose land it is. My land now. Once the elite goes scorched earth and all these people die off from either a pandemic or from a nuclear blast or whatever they plan, it's only going to be survivalists, which are mostly what? Republicans. And I'm not even really a Republican. It's just that I'm not. You have to say like that's the whole shit. I just hate the Democrats. Now I used to be a Democrat. And I know what the fuck they got going on. And the Democrats will put you in jail for some bullshit. And you go to New York and their fucking laws are retarded. I don't mean to say it's backwards. It's not sensible. It's not common sense law.
Yeah, and it's the opposite of what they have you thinking, though. That's the crazy shit. When you don't know any better and you don't know how politics works and you don't know what the traits are of these parties, you would really be afraid to live in a Republican state because you think like, you're gonna end up in jail. But no, that's the Democrat places, man. It's the total opposite of what it seems.
My mom thinks that people lynching people in Florida. Oh my God, Florida great. I want to go down south and drive the truck down south. Oh my God. So what type of load are you driving? Which truck are you going down there with this time? You going down to drive a car, you're gonna drive the box truck or the semi truck. Which truck you driving this time? Oh my God, be careful. Are you going yo, what the fuck you talking about? Like this is regular stuff. People transport commerce all the time. And out of 1 million truck drivers, you might have 50 instances of something happening. That's not enough for me to be alarmed.
Exactly.
How much white people get beat up? How much is not a fucking something to be alarmed about? It just happened. Oh well, whatever. Go lock who did it up and that's it. That's the fucking way. Why would you bother me with this situation? I don't need to hear about it on national news. No, national news is the oil price went down. The weather's fucked up. Oh, a leader died. Oh shit, tell me about this. Oh, and there was a monsoon, and guess what? You can't buy grapes now. Word? Okay. These are the type of national news type of fucking things. Oh my gosh, they won't let people come into the country. What? You mean people that's not supposed to be coming into the country? Yeah, the guys that can't not come in, so they don't look at like, what are you talking about? Like, you know what law is? Have you ever been to
Like, oh no, they're separating families at the border as if these people had no clue that that's what was gonna happen if they got caught. See, that's my whole thing, right? In a way, even if I'm with you, even if I understand, even if I don't believe you're doing something wrong, it's like when you know the consequences and you choose to do something and you get caught, and now when those consequences happen to you, it's like I can't. Well, what you want me to do for you? I'm supposed to
You
protest?
hear me? On this topic.
Huh?
There's no way, I said you're too PG on this topic.
Why?
There's no way that these motherfuckers coming to the border and every single one of them is related to these kids.
No.
Motherfuckers, step back. The kids don't know you. Step back.
Yes, yes,
Matter of fact,
yes,
what
yes. Oh, fuck that. Yeah, in that case, no, those people need to get swept up and brought to prison. See, I don't understand why they get deported instead of put in prison. Like, even though it costs us money to put them in prison, that shit, they don't deserve to just get shipped home.
So yeah, this guy's here with these three kids. We don't know what. Yo, you seen the video of the kids coming to like, yeah, they keep doing things. I came up here with my uncle. My uncle died back in Mexico, and I'm with these guys. These guys keep doing things to me. My butt hurts.
Yeah,
You didn't see that with the doing like
nah.
rolled up and shit like that one.
No, but that's fucked up. See, that's what I'm saying. Those people, how you just deporting those people? Those people, I don't give a shit how much taxpayer money it costs. They need to go to the United States justice system, and it needs to be like, the top guidelines for that charge, and then they need to get deported.
No, them niggas need to go to Ecuador and go to that jail.
Yeah, but they probably won't put them in there.
Why?
Would that be nice?
They're considered terrorists.
You think so?
You might as well forget you. The law is so. Let me tell you something about the law, right? You came into our country illegally. You're not a citizen. You don't have no legal rights as an American. You can do whatever you want to do with you. You're really under national security guidelines at this point in time because we don't know if you're a terrorist. Matter of fact, you might be a terrorist. We have to isolate you.
So wait, the United States has jail in Ecuador? Because I think you were talking about
No,
having
but
go to an Ecuadorian jail, and I was talking about the Ecuadorian government probably won't cooperate.
have you been like living in like a shibak or something?
Probably.
So the Ecuadorian president, when he had the speech of the UN, the Ecuadorian president who liked Trump, him and Trump buddy, he turned around the country. He locked up all MS-13 and MS-18. He got the jail you can't escape from.
Oh shit.
I sent you the documentary.
Probably on
I sent you the
Instagram. Probably
documentary.
on Instagram. I don't be watching most of the
I sent you
Instagram.
I sent you the YouTube documentary. That's why you got to watch the Instagram too, though. But I sent you the YouTube documentary. It's like an hour long. I sent you like 4.
Alright, yeah, I'm
I
back.
sent you from Bishop.
I gotta go back and find that shit.
I sent you one that was the wrong one because it was in double Spanish and I fucked up. But the guy had the best camera. It was like his camera was clear as shit. I wasn't even paying attention that I was looking at subtitles and I forgot what I picked. So I sent you the actual good one where dude spoke English. I had to find them. But he allowed regular journalists into the prison to video from anywhere. You just request and come. As long as you could come down and meet us here, you could come into the jail and show how the prisoners are living and show the world what I'm doing. You got to look that up. This guy's doing a lot of big things right now. He's putting his whole economy on Bitcoin. How you miss that? He's doing like Ecuador only runs on Bitcoin right now. You know that, right? Like they're backed by Bitcoin.
No, anything El Salvador?
My back. I'm so sorry. That's what I meant to say. El Salvador is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's why I was confused this whole time. I'm trying to think Ecuador. Like, what fuck Ecuador got to do with this shit?
All right, so I'm incorrect. Let me correct myself.
Alright, now.
El Salvador. I'm saying we can send him to El Salvador. That's what I meant to say. That's right. Just cut that out.
Nah, hell no. That's just going on a short. Tell me I live in a shoebox. I know about some shit that ain't real.
Oh man, I tell you what. Yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? Like those type of individuals. Once you start crossing over the border, or you're going into national security guidelines, and that's very fuzzy area. That's like going to the fucking airport with a gun on you. Very fuzzy area. But it's also Fed too. The Fed can't pick up your case.
Yeah, because technically you can go into the airport without a gun on you. You just can't go past the security checkpoint. But if you attempt to go past the security checkpoint, even if it's just by accident, dude, that shit scares me. Like every time I go to the airport and get on a plane, I'm going through my bag like 50 times just to make sure I didn't accidentally leave a gun in some random pocket somewhere on that bag. It scares the shit out of me.
Well, that's what happened to 12 Santana.
That's rough, man.
You don't remember that?
Nah.
Where the hell you put that, man? 12 Santana, Lil Wayne, Ja Rule,
Lil Wayne, I know.
Flexible Birds,
So, yeah.
all New York.
But
I'm not
Joel
sure what happened.
Santana shit wasn't registered or not. Wasn't no license going, right? It wasn't he was legal to carry?
He was in Bear Hill.
Huh?
He went up top, he was in Bear Hill.
No, but I'm saying before that, before he got arrested for that, was he legal to carry and he just fucked up and brought it into the airport?
New York, bro. What are you talking about?
All I'm saying, he could have had a license though. They give a license
Joel Santana,
to celebrities, depending on his background, you can get a license.
New York. Not from New York. Not one of these New York guys have you heard of had a license.
Yeah, but they could have got one. They should have. They just didn't.
How you get a license in New York?
The police chief got to sign off on it. And if you could prove that, you make a certain amount of money, you transport a certain amount of money, or the celebrity status, or there's certain ways where, you can plead your
Wait.
case that you need it. And police chief got to sign off on it. It's a pain in the ass. They don't give out many, but celebrities and retired cops are all they really give it to.
Yo, stop PGing and shit. You have to spend $2,000. That's non-refundable. That's it. It's $2,000 whether you get it or you don't get the fucking license. No matter what, it's your trip, it's your time. Because you get it, it's a bad, you have to take $2,000 again. That's the reason why people don't do this shit. $2,000 for a reason. That's the number one reason. Again, yes, you have to get the police chief to sign off with it, as well as you have to prove that you move up to $25,000 a week in cash. That you have to show the deposit, and you have to show that you pull out money also as well, and that you have that type of income coming in. You have to also show you have a business, and you have to show you're a resident of New York City, and you have to tell them where you're going to be at, and which type of gun, and you have to register each weapon.
Well, I was back then. Now it's totally different. Now anybody that's not restricted from federally buying a gun can get a license to carry in New York City, and New York hates that shit.
Say that one more time.
I said now the Supreme Court overturned that shit, and New York City is no longer a may issue state. It's a shall issue city. Like they have to by law issue you a concealed weapons permit as long as you're not restricted, like as long as you don't have no felonies or none of that kind of shit, domestic violence, misdemeanors, anything that would federally bar you from being able to buy a weapon. This is as of like last year, 2 years ago. I know a couple of people that got this shit already. But yeah, New York, they're not allowed to deny you anymore.
Because you know a couple people that got this shit
Yeah.
in New York.
Yep. Howard Beach specifically. Uh-huh.
For the law pass.
Yeah, one of them was asking me for fucking advice which gun to buy, and then she sent me a picture of the shit she bought after she finally got it. But there was a little waiting period before she took it home. But yeah,
Somebody we know that you know from me got it.
yeah.
We don't trust.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. Right now, it's just like Florida. Well, Florida, you don't need a permit anymore at all. But right now, New York is just like how Florida was, where like anybody that applies for it, as long as you can pass the background check, they automatically have to issue that shit to you.
Brother do that shit. Fuck that. I know home girls that live in like Texas and girls that live in Florida. They never when they got their license. I feel like you look at the gun picture. How long you don't got a gun?
Well, you don't need a license
You
yet,
don't have
though.
no.
That's what I'm saying. You can carry without. Oh, yeah, they totally changed the law. When I first moved here, it was only concealed carry, and you had to have the permit. Otherwise, you were risking 5 years. Now, they got rid of the first thing they did was got rid of the permit requirement. So you can conceal carry without a permit, but you still wasn't allowed to open carry. Now, you're allowed to open carry, too. So you can walk around with a whole AK on your back.
So now, hear what I'm saying, right? Yeah, anybody in those states that don't have a weapon, you're an idiot. Now, even just with the little shit right here, you the protest going on and stuff like that. If you don't see what's coming, you're an idiot. What's about to happen is going to be a revolution and a civil war. But it's not going to be from the issues and the topics. It's not even the issues and topics that we're covering right now. What's going to happen is this. I gotta work myself up to this because I don't want you to come to me. I might sit out there. There's going to be a civil war because of AI. AI is going to kill your job and going to cause a civil war. The civil war that happens because of AI, because people are going to have nothing, and there's going to be a push for universal income. A universal income is going to destroy the country, and people all invest into AI, and we do what Trump is trying to do, which is bring in all the money into the country first, and then allow the transition to happen. But if we don't do this, then we're going to have a civil war. But the civil war is not going to turn out like how it's been in the past. or even the Republicans think it's going to happen. What's going to happen is that majority of the Democrats that think that there's some sort of civil war and they're resisting, they're going to get wiped out very fast because they have minimal weapons and they're training and shit. So they'll be wiped out very fast, especially all the characters. They'll be wiped out immediately. Now, the Republicans are going to take the time. Now, what's going to happen is that there's going to be infiltrators that's going to take out leadership. And those infiltrators will be pushed by Chicom and also by KGB, Russian, also Mossad agents that infiltrated inside of the United States that wants to break down to the United States. But at the end of the day, the fall of every big major nation becomes a scramble, like the stock market. Stock markets fall, it's scramble for everybody to buy up. So now, as America falls, it can be a buying market for the rest of the world to buy in, with China or Russia becoming at the top or jointly top and becoming the world powers. But on the back end, flip end side, if that doesn't happen, China and Russia are willing to work with Trump as long as America secures our hemisphere. They can take their hemisphere and they take their hemisphere and we stay out of each other's business. That is what the word is that's going around, that they're willing to take the type of terms in negotiation. But if not, they're also willing to have the fall of America from within. So they will push for all these type of insurrections to happen because America, which is the CIA, does this in other countries as well.
Now it was
Things was
PG
going
in
on
it, though.
Iran.
Now it was PG in it, bro. The AI is a lot more threat than you even realize because you know why? You like how you have the same problem as me. You're an actual in real life social person. So you don't sit there and talk to your AI, talk to your chat GPT or whatever. But that's what people do now. They got their AI got a voice and they sit there and have whole conversations with it like it's their friend, becomes a family member.
I too much. I do when it comes to the topic. You got to get deep into the AI and make the AI pull out the answers that you want, that you want.
Uh-huh.
You got to search for your answer, but you got to make it where that it comes up with the proper explanation of why this is the actual answer.
But what I'm saying is it's manipulating people. There's people that sit there and trust this AI and it's very smart. They got like right now at this point already like 150 IQ. So now they got all these people trusting them. They're gonna manipulate so many people, bro.
I mean, this is MK Ultra 3.0. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, people that will get manipulated regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's about being on top of the wave before it happens. Once you know what's gonna happen, then you're gonna understand. Now I can go and plug certain shit and start pushing certain things like my picture. I'm plugging.
Plug certain shit is not a pause. That plug certain shit is crazy.
You the pause, then you the receiver.
I
What's that guy
wasn't
name?
any part of that statement. I was just an innocent bystander
All right.
walking past the scene.
Now, let me plug what I'm plugging. The fuck? How you know what I'm plugging? What if I'm plugging a female?
You said
the fuck
shit.
you talking about?
You said shit. That's what you plugged is shit. That's what made it a pause. It wasn't even the plug.
I said shit.
Yeah, you said I plugged the
Got
certain
you.
shit. Like, yeah.
So fuck.
Shit.
But
It's like,
at the end of the day,
I guess.
at the end of the day, though, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're about to have a world war. All right, y'all ever heard of John Cena?
Yeah, hell yeah. The guy that said he was a time traveler.
What did he say? In the year 2025 to 2030, it's going to be civil war in America, and that's going to result in a world war.
But didn't he also
World
say
war
it was on a different timeline?
World war is going to result in a nuclear fallout. Now, I can name and show you. This is the theory I have right now. I really want to. You got to sit down. I got some shows. We got some work to do. I got 4 shows that I just want to do. Real episodes that we can deep down, like real like educational. There with a pen and pad and a whiteboard. And I want to show you this. I want to show you this video. I want to clip that. I want to have clip. All right, go to clip 1. All right, go to clip 2. Because I have the whole situation already with these 4 topics. I'm going to run through the topics real quick. The moon, the younger dryad, aliens, period, time. And when I mean time, I mean time. I'll explain later on the difference of what's really going on and how time is either speeding up or slowing down or whatever's going on. There's definitely something that happens in time space continuum. We're not running at the same time. And I think that all of these type type of events and scenarios that play out and I talk about, especially on this podcast. Like when I say that time is not what's going on anymore, time is being manipulated, or it's not the same time that we had 20 years ago. We're either moving faster, rotating faster, or time is happening in a faster time period. Realities that happen at the same speed. Okay, when I mean these things, what I'm saying is that the truth. I have researched it. I have a whole spiel for you. I have a good 20, 30 minutes of look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. And I can show you the link where you can go yourself and look at it. And you'll realize that something is happening with the earth. It's either man-made, man-manipulated, or man-timed it. And they're using it to do things with people. That's where you see this instant gratification, this Trump derangement syndrome, and these people who are sitting here supporting strangers against law and order when you're not sure, and especially if you pay taxes, which is crazy, you pay taxes. You're paying for the same police that's out there that you're supposed to not let me go. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? And then you're a paid protester, and then the news with the hypocrisy to cover this type of stuff, but to realize that the people of them are in such of a trance that the time and space that's going on is not the same. It's not the same human beings that's going on that we have out here right now. Our DNA has changed.
Yo,
We don't think.
they're empty
We don't
inside.
fuck.
They're hollow. Like, yo, they come off rude because they're so detached emotionally. But it's not even rude. It's just how they are.
No, they're dull. They're dull and don't have experience. And their non-experience is for them a virtue signal for them to feel offended. Does that make sense?
It's
So
a
because
shame.
they're not like, oh, I don't know nothing about business. You can't talk to me about business. Oh, that's not going to work. I'll just get a job. That's how somebody will talk because they're inexperienced to the fact that, well, what do you think your boss does? The person who owns the business that you're in, how do you think they live? Wouldn't you want to live like them? Well, how do you think they started? Well, they started by starting a business. Why would you try to encourage somebody not to start a business? But I have a lot of people around me that I've tried to discourage me who are trying to start a business. That's not going to work. Why?
And that's because this country's had it too good for a few generations. People are spoiled. And that's another reason why it's such a problem that everybody's coming over here taking our jobs is because they're not too lazy to work. They're not spoiled. They're still going through the struggle that makes people strong. People in this country are weak and stupid.
Topless. I don't even mind them coming and taking jobs. What I mind is the ones that come and go on welfare. They come with 10 children and they're in the fucking hotel on Jamaica Avenue and they all sit there in the hotels. They've been in them hotels since what, 2023, 24,
Mhm.
25. So you think what, 2 years now they've been in the same hotel?
Because they're smart
They
enough
all
to
got
be able to take advantage of the
what?
system and hungry enough to need to.
Hold on. They all got scooters. They're all doing the ride share. They're all making money, but they're all still in the fucking hotel. But me and you can't do ride share because we're American citizens, but because of our record with laws that are very controversial anyway, we can't do certain ride shares and certain jobs and certain things because we're Black Americans, white Americans that have a certain type of record, that live in a certain area, or were introduced a certain lifestyle, which was put on us purposely. All this stuff, it all boils down to
CIA
the CIA. I just
program.
don't like to do that to that because I'm not going to lie to you. I have that much love for my country.
Cam Drew Bustamante.
You understand what I'm saying? Like for the country overrides what I want to do.
Yeah, I feel
If you can't comprehend, you might as well go look where the fuck you come from. Don't look at it. Because in my mind, if I see that there's some sort of war that's going on all of a sudden, and it's war is breaking out, guess what? I'm fucking volunteering. You're not coming here to do that to us. We gonna go fight you in your land. That's
like,
how I feel. Fought this earlier on. Guess what? I'd have been like, yeah, I have so many tours already. Because that's what the mindset I would have been doing. But people talk about this type of things because they don't comprehend honor. They have none. They don't comprehend having a bond with other people. They can't comprehend having a situation where you and somebody else have a bigger thought ahead of you and you're moving towards that goal. All people can think about, and there's a lot of people out there, a lot of people, all they have is a 9-to-5 job and some sort of relationship. And their gauge of success is a relationship. I know girls that could be on the bottom and have nothing. And to them, they're on top just because they're in a relationship. I got a boyfriend. I got no money right now. I don't have a job. I got this, I don't got that. I got a boyfriend. I'm good.
And that's
I'm confused.
that's another
That's a,
thing. That's another thing sparking a debate within the illegal immigration population because until they become Americanized, the women from over there sure as hell treat a man way better than a woman from over here. But anyway, let us know in the
yo,
comments how you feel about this, people. What do you think about ICE? Should we just get rid of them all? Or is Cam right? We should keep the ones that work and pay taxes and get rid of the rest. Comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like so YouTube can find a home in other people's For You page. Until next week, people, this has been another episode of the Unc Podcast.